Hello, hello. I just climbed up this, I want to say a mountain, but it's a hill, and came through the dark, fertile woods, and I ended up here at the top where the sun's shining. And it made me think about how many things, people, situations, energies in the world are trying to grab your attention and make you upset and worried and mostly fearful. And how many of those are actually in your immediate surroundings? Because once you step out of that, and for a few days now, I've been on a complete news fast. Unless I tell people, unless it's funny, unless I can get a laugh out of it, I don't want to hear about it right now. And when you step out of that, you realize just how that toxicity, that drama draws you in, and you're giving them control over your life. And that's what they want. You know, it's almost like you've been, bubbling under the water and you can't see. And then all of a sudden you pop out on the surface and you go, oh, I'm safe. You know, it's pretty beautiful around here where I can see. And so maybe pay attention to that, to what just drags you down and what energizes you. And I think until I can stay, in a relatively stable, regulated state, and take in what's happening, on the negative side, because there's a ton of positive things going on out there. But until I can, I am going to work in the place of being popping out the top and not letting myself sink under, because I found that it doesn't help me. And because that's what you want, it's like they hook you in and you take that bait and you go like a fish on a line. It's almost like if you've been in a toxic relationship, and when you're in the fishbowl, it's really hard to see what's happening because you're in a fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, and often collapse when you're in it. But maybe there's something that tells you that you should head for the door. And once you're out the door and once you're safe, you can look back and then your nervous system can heal. And this is not unlike the goldfish bowl that we live in. And the goldfish bowl that I'm talking about is the conditioning of women that we've learned to be safe, to be pleasing, to be lovable, to be likable. In other words, the good girl archetype that keeps us tight and in patterns of people pleasing and waiting to be seen, waiting for approval. And what if I told you didn't have to wait? What if I told you that you inside your body are a wellspring of love, of joy, like the bubbling brook that I can hear right down at the bottom of this valley? That's available inside of you when we clear out the stickiness of our conditioning. And so that is what I see when I pop out of the water or when I pop out on the top of the mountain. That's what I know. And that to me gets clearer and clearer and clearer when we let go of the good girl archetype, break that cage, and we'll never leave her behind. But our job is to actually to protect her, but to not let her run the show. And we step into, there's my doggie, Bella, the tower archetype. So we rise up the tower to the light. And these are the women who so many years ago, more than centuries ago, were actually in charge. And, she wants to go. And Tower is the name of the Magdalene, of Mary Magdalene, the Tower of, that's my name as well. It was a coincidence. And when we build up the foundation, the building blocks, so that we stand on solid ground, but we stand straight with pride and dignity, we can step out of the goldfish bowl, out of the cage, and into all that you are, fully alive, truly yourself, in your raw authenticity, which, believe me, feels fantastic, because you know what it's like to be back in the goldfish bowl. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you will notice when you're going back there, and you'll step out again. That's a promise. So this is what I'm heading into 2026. If you are ready to end 2025 feeling free and alive and with this like infinite source of joy, that even if you can get a glimpse of it, a taste of it, you'll know it right away. And that's what we're moving through in an eight-week new version of Breaking the Feminine Codes. It's about accessing your own infinite joy and aliveness. And if this calls to you, then join me.